Thanks for joining us for Understanding Real Estate with Realtor Becky Cobb of West Cobb Alliance, part of the ReeceNichols Real Estate Group in Neosho.
Good morning. This is Becky Cobb with West Cobb Alliance, and this is Understanding Real Estate. And today, Carrie Martin with Flat Branch Home Loans is my guest. And Carrie, what we were just talking about is you say people might be surprised to know what's actually going on in the market right now. Could you explain?
That's correct, Becky. Rates are the lowest that they've been since early October 2024. So many people that have gotten their approvals lined out, they've done some price point estimates or some payment estimating, aren't aware that those rates have adjusted since that. If they did those estimates over the last 60 days or further back, they may be pleasantly surprised that those rates in that shopping price point that they were looking at are going to look a lot more favorable now.
So if you had a pre-qualification letter from a year ago, maybe you need to run back in there and get another one.
A year ago, I would even say 60, 90 days ago, it's time to do a checkup.
Okay, very good. Good morning. This is Becky Cobb with West Cobb Alliance, and this is Understanding Real Estate. And Carrie Martin is my guest, and she's with Flat Branch Home Loans. And Carrie, what goes up must come down. Talk to us about the roller coaster that we've been on with rates.
So we've seen rates kind of bounce around. We've seen them in the mid sevens, high sevens, low sevens. Now we're looking a little bit more comfortable in the low sixes, depending on loan program, loan to value, credit rating, etc. People may be pleasantly surprised to check out what's going on in the rate market nowadays.
That's right. So what does that mean, when those rates go down as a consumer? Explain to me, why is that important to me?
Because it means that you can buy more of a house with less of a cost monthly. So your monthly cash flow analysis, your budgeting looks better, and maybe you don't have to compromise on a house that you really want and still be able to maintain the same budget that you really want.
So guys, if you're thinking about buying a house, you know what? You need to talk with a local lender and find out what really is going on in the market and not what you think is going on in the market. Good morning. This is Becky Cobb with West Cobb Alliance at ReeceNichols Real Estate. And this is Understanding Real Estate. Carrie Martin with Flat Branch Home Loans is my guest. And Carrie, you were telling me that Missouri is a great place to live. One of the reasons it is a great place to live is
we have a lot of great programs to help people become home buyers, and we also have a state of Missouri grant program to help people make those purchases with the least amount of funds out of pocket. In comparison to the four-state area, the rates are considerably lower. So Missouri is a great proponent with the MHDC program to help make housing affordable with minimal to no out-of-pocket expense for clients.
And one of the things I know we find from my end of the business is Missouri also has still some of the most affordable real estate prices too in the four-state area. So you combine an MHDC or other government-backed program with our more affordable pricing, and what do we have? Win-win, right, Carrie?
That's true.
Good morning. This is Becky Cobb with Understanding Real Estate, and my special guest is Carrie Martin with Flat Branch Home Loans. Flood insurance, Carrie. I have personal experience with needing this. A lot of people realize that. But we have a lot of people in the area that need to know a little bit more about flood insurance. And you were telling me something about the National Flood Insurance Program versus private flood insurance. Guys, if you are in a floodplain, you need to hear this, so pay attention.
So previously, FHA was one of the loan programs that in particular only accepted the national flood insurance policies, but now they've opened up to private insurance policies for that flood coverage, which means more competition, lower premiums, and sometimes better coverage as well. So it's always good to shop that flood insurance and make sure you're getting the best for your money.
And one of the things is, if you're currently carrying flood insurance, you may want to go back to your carrier and see if they can't, or your favorite insurance carrier, and see if they can't quote you some private insurance, because you might get a better rate.
Yes.
Good morning. This is Becky Cobb with Understanding Real Estate, and I'm with Carrie Martin with Flat Branch Home Loans. And, we're seeing the market move just a little bit slower, in our inventory sticking around a little bit longer. Carrie is in the business of pre-qualifying potential buyers. Carrie, what are you seeing some of the key drivers? What are buyers concerned about?
I think mostly we're concerned about the monthly payment and concerned about how much do I have to bring to closing. So getting those squared away and lining them up in the beginning is great, but also being able to connect with that lender as you are looking at different properties, because that will kind of move from house to house.
Right.
Just taxes and insurance are just going to move. So it's always good to loop back in the lender and just say, hey, can you give us an updated monthly payment and an updated what are my funds due at closing? What does that look like?
And one thing you need to remember, your lender is your friend, your realtor is your friend. We want you to ask us questions, and I've yet to meet a lender that gets hostile when I call back and say, hey, we need to get a new pre-qual because now we're spending this much money instead of that much money. So keep your lender in the loop if you're out there shopping, folks. Thank you. This is Understanding Real Estate with Becky Cobb and Carrie Martin.
If you would like to know more about understanding real estate, you may contact Becky Cobb at 417-592-3245 of the West Cobb Alliance, your realtors for life. Find out more on the web at neosho.homes.